Want me to go back? There you go.
Introduction. Do your introduction.
I'm doing, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. An
Aircraft carrier.
aircraft carrier called the Intrepid. Yeah, it's a really cool aircraft
Everybody
carrier.
see that little kayaker right next to it? There, for scale of how big that thing is.
Yeah, it is massive. It's docked in New York City right now. I got to sleep on it.
Not obvious.
Alright, on December 1st, 1941, just six on December 1, 1941, just 6 days before the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor brought the United States into World War II. The keel for the USS Intrepid was laid and its construction began. Intrepid served in the U.S. Navy for over 3 decades and played a role in World War II, the Cold War, the space race, and the Vietnam War. After this storied career, Intrepid was decommissioned in 1974 and later opened as a museum where the history of the ship and its crew inspired visitors from all over the world. Here are some highlights from the Intrepid's history. Days before the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor brought the United States to World War II.
I think you just repeated the exact same thing. It seems like you accidentally the whole thing.
World War II. In 1943, joining the fleet, the USS Intrepid was commissioned at the Newport News shipyard in Virginia on August 16, 1943. The ship steamed through the Panama Canal to join the fleet fighting in the Pacific War. In 1944, torpedo strike. In February 1944, Intrepid participated in a major offensive against the Japanese based on the island of Turk.
Whatever.
The Japanese air-launched torpedo hit Air Intrepid, jamming the rudder. 11 men were killed. The ship headed to Pearl Harbor and then San Francisco for repairs. Battle of the
I don't know.
Gulf. Back in action, Intrepid participated in the Battle of Leyte Gulf in October 1944, one of the largest naval battles in U.S. history. I can't read. Intrepid planes helped sink the Japanese battleship after
Musashi.
The first Japanese
Kamikaze
strike on October 29, 1944. A kamikaze smashed into a gun tube on the Intrepid's port side. The gun crew of African American sailors, who usually served as cooks or waiters in the officers' mess, courageously fired at the airplane as it crashed into their position. 10 men lost their lives. On Intrepid's darkest days, during action in the Philippines, 2 kamikaze airplanes crashed into Intrepid within minutes of one another. On November 25th, 1944, 69 men were killed, making this attack the worst in Intrepid's history. 1945, Battle of
Okinawa.
Yeah, I said that. Intrepid participated in the Battle of Okinawa, a massive amphibious assault that would last nearly 3 months. On April 16, 1945, a kamikaze airplane plunged through Intrepid's flight deck, killing 9 men. The ship returned to San Francisco. Oh my god. I am like so tired right
San
now.
Diego now
San
starts with a
Francisco
San.
for repairs. World War II ends.
Yay! A lot of people died.
Yep. Intrepid returned to the Pacific War just before Japan surrendered. Intrepid supported the
Occupation.
occupation of Japan until December 1945. The U.S. Navy no longer needed a massive fleet. The Intrepid was decommissioned and put in mothballs and a preserved fleet.
Question: why is it called mothballs?
That I actually don't know.
Someone look it up.
That's what my grandparents called it.
Someone look up the mothballs, the reserve fleet.
Sierra, do you need coffee?
Continue.
Alright. The Cold War.
Ooh! Yay!
1952. Ready for the jet age. In 1952 through 54, Intrepid underwent a modernization program to accommodate new jet aircrafts. The ship was recommissioned on June 18, 1954. In September 1956, Intrepid sailed into the Brooklyn Navy Yard for a 7-month modernization overhaul, which included the installation of the angled flight deck and the
Mirror.
landing system.
Question: did they also install air conditioning? Or do we not know? Okay then.
We do not know.
Stephanie, look up if the ship got air conditioning.
I'm trying to look up why it's called mothballs fleet.
You have failed me. Continue.
Cold War missions.
Everyone feels
No, some people
leave
don't.
me alone.
Continue.
During the 1950s and 1960s, Intrepid made numerous Mediterranean cruises. The ship participated in military exercises and showed support to American allies in the region. In 1962, the Intrepid was reclassified as an anti-submarine warfare carrier with a new mission of tracking Soviet submarines.
Gesundheit.
The amazing space races we all know from
Every single part of
U.S. history.
Not every single part, but most of it. Let's go.
Yeah.
People.
You can actually visit that. It's a tent over top on the
Enterprise.
on the boat. It's really cool.
Oh, it's on the boat?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Not
cool.
100% sure. But I know they have a lot.
We can't go inside the ship. Continue.
Intrepid and NASA. On May 24th, 1962, Intrepid served as a primary recovery vessel for the
Mercury.
I knew that word. Mercury Atlas 7 space mission. Helicopters from the ship picked up astronaut Scott Carpenter. 3 years later, Intrepid helicopters recovered
Gemini.
Gemini 3 astronauts John Young and Virgil Gus Grimson and their space capsule on March 23rd, 1965. The Vietnam War. Combat in the Southeast Asia. In 1966, Intrepid was converted to a special attack carrier and was developed to
Deployed
to Vietnam, where the ship served 3 tours of duty between 1966 and 1969. Advisors bombed
Strategic.
I can't speak today. Strategic targets. I need coffee.
Just start talking like Elmer Fudd. We'll all understand what you're saying.
In South Vietnam, as a part of Operation Rolling Thunder. Vietnam War victors and losses. Intrepid aviators attacked a range of targets, including transportation links,
Petroleum.
resources, and industrial facilities. Intrepid pilots scored 2 shoot-downs of North Vietnamese aircraft. The 3 pilots became prisoners of war, and 21 men lost their lives in combat or in operational accidents.
For all those who don't know what petroleum means, think gasoline, but not quite.
It's like toxic, isn't it?
Well, so is gasoline.
He says it
For consumption of petroleum and gasoline isn't necessarily great for any kind of life.
Well, I am going to interject now.
Like
You better
jazz.
clean it up yourself.
Continue.
I said interject. Don't.
That was the play.
It didn't, I think it's 1974, last year was in service. In 1970, Intrepid returned to an anti-submarine warfare role, tracking Soviet submarines in the North Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Seas. By this time, the Navy was phasing out smaller, older aircraft carriers like Intrepid on March 15, 1974. Intrepid was decommissioned at Quonset Point, Rhode Island. And then this is pictures from when I went. This is like a missile. I know you can't really see it, but that's a missile.
Yeah, you can only slightly see it better.
That's a Navy
Thing.
nope.
Jet?
It's a helicopter or a jet. One of those.
Definitely
That's like-
not a helicopter.
No, it's not. It's not a helicopter. That was like a little place that you could go down into. That's one of the helicopters on the top deck. And this is a jet of some sort, I think. Yeah.